Hi Mel, my name's Rob. I work at Mildura Counselling Service and I'm a social worker.
Hmm.
Um, and I've got a referral here from another service provider that says that you've got a bit of anxiety going on and you'd like to talk to someone about that. Is that
Yeah,
okay? Yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
have. Um, well, I'm not working at the moment. I've been made redundant because of the, these stupid lockdowns. And I'm just feeling really, I think, scared for my future. I've got two young children that I've got to look after, and I don't know how I'm going to provide for them.
okay. What are your kids' names?
I've got an 18-month-old called Ruby and a 3-year-old, and his name is Marcus.
Okay. 3 years old. Is there anyone else in the house?
Um, I'm married. I've got a husband, um, and he works, but he's a casual worker.
Mm-hmm.
So with this lockdown, he has not been able to work, and with JobKeeper, when that first started, it was helping, but I was um, still working at the start of the pandemic, but it soon became evident that my job just couldn't continue. So, yeah, I got made redundant, and that really cut our finances, greatly.
So, so what did you do prior to getting redundant?
So, um, was looking for work for 12 months or so after I finished school, and I found a job at a car rental place. One of my friends owns it, and it was really good. I was doing really well there. Like I just felt, I didn't do that well in school, and I wasn't that academic, but it was a job that I really, excelled in, and I felt really valued. I worked really hard in that job, and I really felt like that it was something that I had a future in, and now I don't feel like I've got anything anymore.
Okay. So, when you say that you worked hard and you felt valued, what was it about that job that made you want to work hard? And hmm, what was it about that job that made you want to work hard?
Um, well, I was working in a environment where we were all like a big family, so we were all working well. We all worked so well together, and we yeah, I think I helped the business. I was an asset to the business. Always got good reports from clients,
Mm.
and I was really good at what I did. I felt like I was really good at what I did because I always got positive feedback, and it was the first time ever I got stuff like that because, like, I never did, like, I was shit at school, so I never got good reports. I never got, anything, any praise. It was the first job where I actually, first thing I actually felt like I did, other than having my kids, of course, that I actually really did good at, and that it gave me some self-worth, like that I was smart and I was able to do something. And now I feel like, well, what the hell am I going to do now? Like, I've got nothing.
Well, you have the experience of a good workplace.
Yeah, man, they're hard to come by, man. Like, seriously, I've been trying to look for a job now, being made redundant, and there's just shit out there. There's nothing, nothing that has got the flexibility. Like, I've got a young family, and they gave me flexibility in my role. Like, I could, I if one of my kids was sick, they understood. You know, if I needed that time, they understood and they were supportive. And you know, every time I feel like I go into an interview, it's just like my kids are a liability. They're not a. There's no flexibility. It's just like, I don't know. It seems like this whole work-life balance crap that people talk about in jobs, it's just only for the, you know, the smart academic people that are in the higher paid jobs, and all of a sudden they get this work-life balance. Us shit kickers that just have, you know, minimum wage jobs, there's no flexibility. It's like you work and that's it. Like, and if you don't work, you don't get paid. If you don't get paid, you don't feed your kids or pay your rent. And it's just shit. It's just a cycle and I can't get out of it. Like, and my head's just, I just feel like giving up.
Well, how long had you been looking for work before you got this job?
Oh, I was about, you know, it was close to 12 months after I finished school. Like, I was on the dole for a while. And that was just shit. Like, I hated it. It was terrible. But, you know, I suppose I kept plugging away and I did all the things that they get you to do when you're on the dole, when you're on Job Seeker to, you know, try and find work. I did all those little courses that they try and send you on to do it, you know, and I completed all that stuff. But still, I don't reckon any of that stuff that they made me do at Centrelink actually helped me get that job at the car rental place. It was just, they were just checks and balances and hoops to jump through to get government funding. They never really helped me.
Okay. It's unfortunate that was your experience, but you were looking for work for about 12 months.
Yeah.
So that to me says that you're very, very persistent and that you've been able to...
Yeah, but after a while it just gets, you know, there's only so much a human can take, you know, and now with this pandemic shit, and, you know, just, the government doesn't realise what they're doing to us little people that just trying to make ends meet. And now JobKeeper isn't here anymore. I try and get, you know, Job Seeker, and I kept getting put forward for these crappy jobs, and I'll start and then I'll finish. Like, you know, I'll do a trial. No, you're not right. Yeah, I really, really feel like the system is against me. And I'm finding it harder and harder to wake up in the morning and just keep it together for my kids. And I know that I've got to keep it together for my kids. You know, they're really important. I love them. And I want them to have a better life than what I have. So, you know, I want to show them. It's just, I don't know what to do.
What helped sustain you through the 12 months you spent looking for work? What helped you get by then? Obviously, it was quite stressful as well. But I'm just trying to get a handle on what was beneficial back then and what you might be able to draw on now as a at this point where it's difficult.
Well, I was a lot younger then. Like, I'm 30 now. And I suppose, you know, I had friends and I had family, and, you know, my mum and my dad were really, you know, supportive, saying, you know, just keep slogging it out. You'll get something. You'll get somewhere, you know. And I did, you know, but sometimes I feel like I was really lucky because, you know, my girlfriend and her partner started up the car rental business and they needed someone to work with them. And, you know, that was it.
Mm.
I just felt like I was really lucky, and they saw something in me and said, come on board. And yeah, we were a family for, like, you know, close to 10 years or 8 years I was working there. It's not like it was a, you know, flash in the pan. It was it was a long time I was working in one job, and it was what sustained me. They saw me through having 2 babies, and had me, I started working there full time, and then when I had the kids, they'd let me go back to part time, but I still gave my all, and I'd still, I worked more than part time, even though I was part time, if they were in a bind, I'd be there, but they were great, and I would do anything for them. So when the business folded, it was just, I saw my girlfriend and her husband just go through the worst. That was shit. But just the repercussions, the ripple effect of it was, us, me, other people that I worked with, we all lost our jobs. And we're all in the same boat, So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start.
Okay. Have you applied through Centrelink again? Have you started that process?
Done all that. I've done all that shit. I've gone through the ringer. I'm on Job Seeker, and but we've got another lockdown again now. Like, what am I gonna? How can I even interview? There's jobs there that, yep, we're going to have to interview. We'll put the interview off until the lockdown finishes. Or we'll do it via Zoom, it's just, I don't present well on Zoom. I don't.
Okay.
My head's just not in a great space to interview anyway. I just feel like every interview I go in, I almost self-sabotage myself. Because I just think, what are they going to see in me?
But if you're self-sabotaging, you're going to end up with the same answer. So it must feel like it's a waste of time when you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Well, so if you've gone down the Centrelink path and that's something that's happening, that's good, because I know you've been through it before and it's been disheartening, but that's one step forward.
Yeah.
It's a big step because it's a pain to go through all that paperwork and things like that. But that's an important step, and it's great that you've taken it. Hopefully they'll put you in touch with a different job network provider.
Yeah, because the one I'm on was shit.
Yeah, that was very clear.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll get a choice of someone that you have a good relationship with.
But am I allowed to do that? Like, can I just go and change job providers? Like, I'm with this mob, am I allowed to just say, you suck, and go to someone else?
That I don't know off the top of my head. It's been a very long time since I've had contact with job network providers. But it's certainly an avenue you could look into.
Yeah.
If you don't like.
Yeah, I will. I'll look into that.
Okay.
See if there's someone else.
So, in terms of the ingredients you had before that allowed you to get a job.
Yeah.
The one that seemed to be present was opportunity.
Yeah.
And also knowledge.
Yeah.
Or who you knew at the time. Which is really important for getting work. People, like it or not, knowing people who know people helps.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Unfortunately, yes. So there's another avenue you can start looking at. Have you spoken to, I know it's hard, but have you spoken to friends and family to try and look and see what's going on? Because they might not have something themselves, but they might know someone who knows someone. You might be able to look down those avenues as well.
Yeah. I never thought of that, I suppose. Yeah.
It worked in the past.
Yep.
There's a good chance it'll work again. But you won't know unless you try it out.
Okay.
So, that's some homework for you to do.
Yep.
So, in terms of your anxiety about the cost of living.
Oh, mate, kids just cost... Like, Marcus is 3. He's getting older. He was in daycare. I've had to take my kid out of daycare because I can't afford to put him in daycare. you know, and he had socialization there. He had friends, you know, and now he's going to be going to kinder next year, you know, and yeah, okay, the government's doing that for free, which is great, but you know, I couldn't. 3-year-old kinder's not free until next year, not this year. So I had to take him out of daycare because I couldn't afford to keep him in daycare this year, like
And
3-year-old kinder.
Daycare and kinder at the same time. Okay.
Not well, no, 3-year-old kinder. I couldn't afford 3-year-old kinder. You know.
Oh, okay.
It was just anyway.
All right.
So he's at home with me, and my bubba's home with me too.
Yeah.
And I want them to have more, and you know the cost of living is just so. It's so full on, like petrol in the car, just petrol in the car to go around and look for jobs and apply for jobs and stuff like that. We live in a town that doesn't have public transport. I can't catch public transport. I have to have my car going. I have to have petrol in my car. Then, you know, we have to put food on the table for the kids and for us. It's just so hard.
Do you know, I know this can be a bit of a sensitive topic, but there are some agencies around that can provide you with material support. I know that Job Network agencies aren't always that good at helping.
Yeah.
But there are agencies in town that can provide you with assistance to put food on the table, to get to and from job interviews, to help you with your resume.
Who do I go to?
Okay, so Mallee Family Care are one of the agencies that does that.
Okay.
They can provide support, and I can give you the details at the end.
Yep.
They can also help you with financial counselling as well. And it's not because it's a... You might do really well, but with managing money. But with their help, they can help you. They know places where you can get interest-free loans, and things like that, which can be helpful for the short term.
Yeah.
So I will, if it's okay with you, I'll make a referral.
Yeah.
I'll take you through the referral process so that you know what's happening. But if I make a referral across to them, that I think would be something that very beneficial. And if not, you know, you don't have to continue with it.
Yeah.
You don't need to have that obligation. But if that's okay with you, I know that when...
It's just so embarrassing, you know.
Yeah.
It is. I never thought that I'd be in this situation, eh?
No, it catches a lot of people out of, you know, surprise. It catches a lot of people by surprise, and it challenges a lot of people, and it's hard to think of the things that you're good at while all of this is going on.
Oh, it's just, I feel like I'm a shell of the person that I used to be, like, you know, 12 months ago.
Yeah. You've talked a lot about your kids. What about your husband? How's he going?
Yeah, look, he's all right. He tries really, really hard, but it's just been so hard for the both of us. And look, you know, I'm really lucky. You know, he loves me. I love him. We're a solid unit. We don't fight about shit like money and stuff like that. Like, that's one thing. Like, he'll always just say, babe, it'll be all right. You know, we'll get there. And we do anything we can to try and, you know, scrape together the stuff that we need, but it always just feels like we're living hand to mouth, and we weren't living like that before. Like, we were living comfortably. We could go on a holiday just in the car to go to Adelaide to visit, you know, friends. That was our holiday. We never went on any fancy shit like overseas or anything like that. We were just that basic, you know, freedom to be able to, well, you know, we don't have any freedom anyway because of the lockdown, but when we had work, we had that income to be able to not stress about putting petrol in the car, to go for a drive somewhere, take the kids to, you know, Perry Sandhills, or, you know, just those little things that we can't do anymore. Like, they're those tiny little things that made us a family, and it feels like it's been taken away from me, and we haven't. That money equals freedom, and we don't have that now. So it's just very day to day, hand to mouth. It gets you down, like. And I know that he's one that's been saying you really should go see someone because, you know, I lie in bed at night and I cry and he knows that I'm down and he feels helpless. And I hate him feeling that way too.
Okay.
He hates seeing me like this. I hate seeing me like this. It's just, I suppose. Yeah, he keeps saying, you know, you're the rock, babe. You're the rock. You're the one that keeps us all together. If you fall apart, we all fall apart, you know, and it's just so much pressure, man.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like a huge amount of pressure. Take away the lockdown.
Yeah.
And what would your ideal what would your ideal situation be? I mean, I know you've hinted at it, but let's have a think about what your ideal. What would stop this from being a problem? It seems like an obvious question, but I want to explore it.
I want to have a job where I feel like, you know, I'm worth something again.
Okay, so a job where you're valued.
Where I can, you know, make a contribution.
Yeah. What else?
Where I can actually better myself,
Okay.
you know.
And what else?
Can't think of anything else.
Okay. All right. So would you want it to be full-time or part-time?
Well, while Bubba's still small, I'd like part-time.
Okay. Part-time.
But, you know, like when I say part-time, it's like 30 hours a week, like 40 hours a week sort of thing.
Okay. So,
yeah.
3/4 time.
3/4 time.
All right. So if you're looking at 3/4 time work, and what sort of area would you like to work in?
Well, what I was doing there is I was helping, you know, do bookings and I was doing, you know, basic administration stuff, but I was, you know, making sure that the cars were ready and making sure that, you know, organising the teams that cleaned the cars, you know, that they, you know, were ready to go and cleaning certain cars. And I was doing rostering for staff. So, you know, something along similar lines, you know, maybe I enjoyed the rostering side of things. So maybe something in rostering and admin.
Okay. So, and the reason why I asked that is so that can help you get, I guess, focused on what you want. So instead of applying for jobs willy-nilly.
Yeah, but I don't get a choice when I'm on Job Seeker. I've just got to apply for jobs willy-nilly. That's the thing.
But, okay, how are you going to find jobs like this? Because what you need to be doing is, if this is the job that you want to do, if this is the job where you want to go, how are you going to look in the right places so you find it? What are the sorts of agencies around town who you want to keep an eye out on?
Oh, other car rental places, I suppose.
Yeah? Does it have to be car rental?
No. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe doing stuff like admin in aged care or, you know, something like that too.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind working in that field.
All right. So you've got a couple of fields where you can, where you're interested in working.
Yeah.
I suppose that would mean that if you're looking for work there, those are the websites you want to be checking first.
Yeah.
So that's where you can start getting back on your feet. You can look at those websites.
Yeah.
But then after that, you can look at things like Seek, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then also the paper.
Yeah.
Paper's another
I
option.
get the paper on Wednesdays and Saturdays because it's got all the jobs in it.
Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm hoping that these are a few things that will be able to help you get back on your feet. I know it's really hard to think of the things that you've been through as a strength. But you've survived. You've gone through that huge period of looking for work. And 12 months, that's a long time to be looking. And then after that, you've worked for 8 years.
Yeah.
You've got good things going for you. You're a survivor and a hard worker who's been able to help the business and stay employed for a long time.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to dust yourself off, use that persistence,
Yeah.
and see if you can find something else. All right? So next time we meet,
Okay.
I want to be able to see what you've done.
Yep.
And tell me about how it's going. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Rob.
That's all right.